Go. Okay. Hi, everybody. So welcome to this very important town hall meeting. I'm Andrea Cassidy. I'm the Deputy Director of Riverdale Senior Services, RSS, the Center for Ageless Living, and also the facilitator for the Northwest Bronx Food Justice Coalition. So the committee members of the coalition are here today over a very important topic, and that is access to fresh food and the sustainment of a very important food pantry we have in our neighborhood. I'd like to first introduce the members of the committee, and I'll just let you raise your hands as I go along. Jackie Fisher is here. She's co-director of Unseen Shadow Project. Jackie's here. Reverend Herman Darden. I don't see him yet, but he is coming. You are here. Oh, great, Reverend Darden. He's the pastor of St. Stephen's United Methodist Church. Dorothy Shepard just joined us. She's the chair of the financial committee and also a pantry volunteer. And also with us is Rabbi Stephen Exler, a very important person here who's helping us get this thing rolling. He's the senior rabbi of the Hebrew Institute of Riverdale. Matt Abrams Gerber, COO of the Riverdale Y, and Barbara Denson, program specialist at RSS. Also here is Anthony Delorbe. He's the operations manager at St. Stephen's Food Pantry. So during the pandemic, the level of food insecurity became heightened. St. Stephen's United Methodist Church, located in the Marble Hill section of our neighborhood, has always been a very important resource, and for many years has operated a small food distribution program. However, when the pandemic hit in the spring of 2020, St. Stephen's graciously opened its doors and its space so that we could operate, so there could be the operations of a full food pantry that was expanded to serve a lot of people in need, providing fresh food, fresh produce. That was in March of 2020. However, in December 31st of 2021, well, let me first tell you this, that the pantry operational costs for the pantry were funded through a special grant. And in December of December 31st of 2021, those funds no longer became available, leaving us to come to this point to ask for your help to sustain this pantry, help with the operational costs of the pantry, and that is the reason why we're here today. Level of food insecurity has not ended. The lack of access to fresh food has not ended. Pandemic in many ways is still here. Tonight, you're going to hear from some of the people. We're going to demonstrate some of the great work the pantry is doing and hear from the people on the ground. Before we do, I know Jackie Fisher wants to say a couple of words, so I'll let her say a couple of words. And once again, thank you so very much for coming to this town hall meeting. It's very important to us and very important to our neighborhood.
Thank you, Andrea. I just wanted to build on what Andrea has said and thank everyone here and everyone who supported this effort in short order. It's been very rewarding that everyone that I've spoken with or interfaced with just was so happy to be made aware of the situation so that they could contribute and support. There was no one I ran into that I had to convince that this was important. Obviously, lack of access to food is not acceptable. And just by virtue of the name of the coalition, Food Justice, required that we ask your help and come tonight to make sure we get the funds we need to go through this year to keep the pantry open. So we will ask for your cooperation, and throughout the evening, we'll share and give you a better insight as to what the pantry is all about and the roles that you can play. Thank you. Anthony?
Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me fine?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna first start sharing my screen. We have a presentation which is gonna inform on how we started, how the pantry got expanded, making the pantry sustainable, the current need of the pantry, and we are also going to hear from a volunteer, which we have a video, which we are going to show as well. With that being said, let's get started. So first, when we started, we wanted to understand first what was the community need and understand what the problem is so we can work on a solution identified as the gap, and with that having a emergency relief. So March 2020, at the height of the pandemic and during the quarantine, many people were sick, out of work, and out of income. In time of crisis, urban communities relied on local programs and organizations for support and emergency relief, including food. As stated, identified as a problem was the gap in the need of a food pantry in the community of Marble Hill, which can support communities around it as well. So when we began looking for nearby pantries and food banks, we noticed the huge gap in our community. There were no pantries or food banks remotely close to Marble Hill, and the closest pantries were in Fulton, Kingsbridge, and Inwood. For a community largely composed of vulnerable persons such as seniors, children, and low-income family, this was unacceptable. We started working, finding solutions, and the solution was to expand the already existing emergency food pantry at the St. Stephen's Church and start a pantry as part of the solution. April 2020, through extensive research and phone calls, we were able to connect with the Get Food NYC program, who were responsible for the COVID-19 Emergency Food Relief Program. In connecting with the program, they were able to provide us with food boxes to distribute to the community of Marble Hill. By the end of April 2020, we were bringing between 250 to 500 boxes to the St. Stephen's Church for distribution. Once we had the resources for the community, the next step was to set up a structure for distribution while also tracking and collecting data. This also included enforcing pandemic protocols such as masks and social distance. The data that we collected was forwarded to the food distributor to prove the need and allow us to continue receiving food. We established a semi-consistent weekly distribution schedule depending on available resources. The food, this is what you guys see right now on the screen. This is what we name a snack box. And this is what's coming out of the armory at the moment. Although we successfully managed to start a pantry at Marble Hill, the quality of the food being distributed was less than ideal. The boxes contain mostly snack items and a combination of canned or packaged food that we're trying to pass as meals. So we set ourselves goals, how we shifted the quality of the food we were providing and creating better access to healthy meals and produce for our community. We maintain constant communication with the Get Food NYC program, constantly providing feedback on the poor quality of the food. Our voices, I'm sorry, my screen is being blocked by.
Were heard.
Yeah, my screen was being blocked, I apologize. So our voices were heard in time when we went from snack boxes to boxes with both shelf-stable food and perishable meals, such as packaged rice and oatmeal, milk, tuna, dry beans, and more. So thanks to the Get Food NYC program, we eventually connected with Driscoll, our ongoing and current distributor of food. When we began receiving food through Driscoll, it was all shelf, stable, and dry food such as rice, beans, lentils, canned tuna, juice, oatmeal, cereal, box, mashed potato, and canned soup and fruit. So eventually Driscoll made a shift to provide fresh produce. We were distributing fruits and vegetables to our community. Because of the shift. So at the moment, this is what we are receiving at the pantries. We have peppers, cabbage, pineapple, zucchini, cucumbers, orange. So this is where we are at the moment. We are currently providing our community with better access to free weekly food. We are serving 250 to 300 plus families and members of the community. And we are serving our community healthy food and produce. This is a video. Here's a look at the pantry operations from the truck delivery to community distribution. As you saw, the truck comes in, we offload the truck, we're bringing the produce inside, we'll organize, and prepare for packing. Now we are getting ready stations for volunteers to set up and begin bagging of the produce. You see example of what we are providing through this program to the community: the sweet potato, the cantaloupe, cucumber, grapes. tying the bags, and then keeping account of the amount of bag. Here's during the setup, the community getting ready for distribution. We line up, and this is us during the distribution. And at the end with the breakdown of the distribution at the bottom of the hill, and then basically cleaning up, breaking boxes so they can be brought out to the curbside during the recycling day. So making the food program sustainable. So starting the pantry will not matter if we can keep it going. We must now do what we can to make the operation sustainable and make St. Stephen's Pop-Up Pantry a permanent food resource for the community. The need food program such as these are always in need of resources to continue running. As we all aware, operations such as this require resources from material, volunteers, and financial backing. St. Stephen's Pop-Up Pantry is collecting donations to ensure its permanence in the community. Donation can be made through the GoFundMe online platform, which Barbara will drop on the chat. Improving our community. With your support, we can continue to improve the quality of our community and keep making a difference. Now I'm gonna show you a 5 minutes video. It's an interview to one of the volunteers. Enjoy.
Hello, my name is Anthony Delorme. I'm the operations manager, and we are here at the St. Stephen's Food Pantry. Hello, Sister Gail. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Gail Godwin, and I am a member of St. Stephen's United Methodist Church. And I am a volunteer for the Pop-Up Pantry that is located here at 144 West 228th Street in the Bronx. I learned that our community was lacking the needs of food, and the display of people who were getting on the lines here at the church extended from Broadway to the church door here on Marble Hill. And that's a lot of people in mind that are hungry and in need of food. And being who I am and what I am as far as the church is concerned, we are supposed to do everything in our, and that we're able to do to help these persons eat and be well and function in this community. That is one of my main reasons for joining the pantry as a volunteer. I would not want to no longer use that term as volunteer, but use it as a servant, because that's what I'm supposed to do, serve and not be served. Pantry itself is fantastic. They serve the best fresh food in all the pantries in this area. I have to take the dues and say thank you, Anthony, for that, making that happen. The food is fresh and people do appreciate what they get. After all the vegetables and fruits that they get, the only thing that is in need is maybe a piece of meat. And
now, do you believe this pantry has made a positive impact on the community? In what ways?
I do, because it's not that we open the doors one week and everybody's gone the next week. It is continuous. People line up early. We don't start giving out the packages until what, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They're here at 12 o'clock to ensure that they get a package, even though we make sure that everyone online gets one. Yes, that as a server, we make sure that we always have enough for the people online.
Yes. Now, what has been the most challenging and most exciting part of being a volunteer at the pantry?
Well, not only the satisfying the needs of the people in the community, which we were supposed to do anyhow, but it's the group itself. The volunteers is usually the same people every Monday. And it's a joy just to be in here and see everybody working together and having such a good time. You would be surprised how we enjoy it. It's like a party day for us while we work for the community. It is really a joy. We sing, we crack jokes, we just have a good time.
What kind of food is the pantry serving the community in terms of what the community is getting?
Well, the feedback that we have received is that St. Stephen's has the freshest fruits and vegetables for a pantry. Of course, I smiled and couldn't stop smiling because that was good to hear. And that was because somebody made reference to what we give out and told someone else to come here if they're in need of food. So I felt good about that, to know that the food is fresh and the word is getting out, so others can come and eat also. That's my main objective, that we have feed the families with children, without children, anybody that has a grunt in their stomach and doesn't have anything to eat, please come and get your fruits and vegetables. I'm very satisfied, very satisfied. Not so much me, but it's the community that's satisfied. And as you can see, I mean, if you take a look around, this is some of the fruits and vegetables that we give out every week, and it's appreciated. That's the thing, it's appreciated.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate how St. Stephen's has opened the door for this program, and for the program to happen every Monday, for the English congregation to be here every Monday early in the morning. It's not only at 3. The show starts around 6 in the morning, waiting for delivery, and then packing, and then distribution.
Yes.
So it has really become a family. With that, thank you so much, and I hope you guys join us.
Most
at the
definitely.
pantry.
Most definitely. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I hope everyone got a chance to hear. Bye. And that's the end of the presentation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Anthony. I'm just going to introduce Reverend Darden, who's going to say a couple of words before we move on. Reverend Darden?
All right, thank you. I just want to underscore the dedication of Anthony. Anthony has done a superb job he's the linchpin for this program. He's done everything from administrating to organizing the delivery. He has coordinated the volunteers. He's there early, he's there late. He really has done a remarkable job of sustaining this program. And the reality is that we're appealing for funds to help maintain the work that he is doing. We have wonderful volunteers. The need is great. I'm seldom surprised at what I see in the communities I've worked in, but I have been surprised at the need for food in the Marble Hill area. People lined up from Broadway to Marble Hill Avenue. Every week they're there to receive food, and they need the food. And some of them I know that they need food. But I really want to thank Anthony for the work that he has done. It has been superb. So thank you, Anthony, for your leadership.
My pleasure, always.
Thank you, Reverend Darden. I think Jackie Fisher is ready to give a little presentation and a little talk with a slide right now. Jackie?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Barb. Yeah. What you're about to see, oh, here we are. Just so there's an understanding, we keep referencing funding and the needs for funds. So we just thought for full transparency and to give a deeper understanding of where we are and where we need to end up. We made this slide as a reference point, also to encourage you where you can make a donation. And if the GoFundMe isn't convenient, you can also mail a check, which would have to be payable to Marble Hill Food Pantry. Currently, the goal is $50,000 for 2022. Considering we don't need the money all at once, it's not due all at once, the expenses, we've also broken it down into quarterly amounts of $12,500 per quarter. Money raised to date, in the GoFundMe, we've raised $5,706 since January. Additionally, we have pledges of $6,700. Those GoFundMe amounts are effective as of today. So we're asking for your help. As I said, we won't get it all at once unless we get a wonderful surprise along the way. But we will be asking for your support tonight and throughout the year, if need be. Additionally, we're asking that you, while this is going on, if you would please put your contact information in the chat box, just in case we don't have it directly, so we can keep you updated on the status of our efforts. At the end, would you like me to keep this up a little longer, just so everyone can see in case they need to copy anything? We'll bring back this information at the end again, just to keep this moving. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. I'm Steve Metzler. I'm one of the rabbis at Hebrew Institute of Riverdale. We're 0.8 of a mile from St. Stephen's. And as in particular in COVID times, we were always reaching out to connect more with our local community. I've been blown away just really to see the incredible way community has been taking care of each other through this Marble Hill Food Pantry. Through a friend, Ian Christner, a community organizer, I got a chance to meet Anthony and see a little bit of the operation. And I've personally been very moved. And our congregation, Hebrew Institute of Riverdale, has been trying to raise consciousness and awareness and spread the word. As Reverend Darden said, we can sometimes be surprised to know the need that our neighbors may find themselves in, and we consider ourselves a part of the greater neighborhood and community, Kingsbridge, Riverdale, Marble Hill. So I'm honored just to be a part of this effort and to consider myself an ambassador to community to spread the word about the need and about the opportunity that we have. So I want to thank everybody on the team and also give us a little bit of time for question and answers. I already see one posted in the chat, because we want to make sure that everybody really has a clear sense of where we're at, why we are where we are, and in order to be best equipped to spread the word and help recruit support, volunteer support, spreading the word support, and financial support for the ongoing success of the pantry. So I'm going to pose the questions as they come in on the chat, and so feel free to pop a question in. And so far there is one, which is from MJ, seeking clarification. As we said at the outset, the funding source is no longer available for the coming year, and as far as we know going forward. The question was, does or has the pantry received government funding, and what's our best understanding of why there are no available funds to the pantry right now? I'll pass that to whoever wants to take it.
Well, hi, Rabbi Exler. I can answer. I can start to answer. The pantry did not receive government funding, and yes, Rabbi Exler is correct. The source of original funding was through a special grant, and that grant was no longer available. So the pantry has not received government funding to the person who came in late on the Zoom.
Great. Open for more questions. And I want to reiterate that if you saw in the presentation the very powerful map in one of the early slides, you can see that the Marble Hill Pantry is serving a community which is underserved from a food security perspective. And so it's really a critical community institution. And I also really felt, both seeing it firsthand and watching the slide show, that it's a model community institution. In fact, one that I believe other food pantries can learn from, the smoothness of the operation, the way community is engaged. So we really want to lift this up as something worthy of support and connection. Leave it open if there are others who want to ask a question, clarifying question or informational question before we move forward to a little bit more financial and contact information. Great. You can feel free to continue to post questions in the chat if you have them. One more question. Does Food Bank of NYC or City Harvest provide any food to the pantry? Andrea, back to you.
So, Anthony, did you want to take that one, Anthony? Yeah.
No, we are not receiving from Food Bank of NYC or City Harvest.
If I could say something at this point, I think we have
You're muted, Jackie. Go ahead and press unmute again.
I just wanted to say that at this point, we have secured our food procurement, which has been reliable. As Anthony indicated, it took quite a while to bring it up to the quality level. I mean, we check expiration dates, everything. So it's not food that we're in need of. And no, we do not receive it. It's strictly from Driscoll. But at this point, it's operational funds that we're in need of at the pantry, just to clarify.
Any other questions at this time? Otherwise, I will pass it back for Barbara to put up the final slides. Great. Jackie, do you want to walk us through this?
Yeah, just to summarize, important points and takeaways we hope you'll find from this presentation. Number one, we're asking that you donate as generously as you're able to, and as often as you can, actually. We also have been receiving pledges that can be monthly or quarterly, if that's easier for people, that you can think it through and commit to monthly or quarterly donations, or which is a pledge. if you would kindly share with your community contacts or share with us so that we can share information about the pantry. It would be greatly appreciated. Again, please put your contact information in the chat. If you would take a minute, there's a small survey that we're putting inside of the chat for you. We will leave some time for you to access that, but that will be very helpful. There's a link there to a survey. Lastly, we would love for you to contact us with any questions, comments, or suggestions. We do have an email. That's NW Food Justice. That's Northwest Food Justice, NW Food Justice Coalition @gmail.com. That's very helpful as well. And again, I gave you the name. You could, if it's any donation, it can be made out to the Marble Hill Food Pantry and mailed in to the church. Thank you for your continued support.
Thanks, Jackie. One more question came in, which was to clarify the operational expenses. In other words, this $50,000 of annual operational expenses, what is it being used for?
It's being used, the majority of it is for payroll, for the few workers that are compensated for their work in addition to the volunteers. It is a full-time job running a pantry, so that's what the operational expenses are. If I can clarify that any further, please let me know. If that answers the question of whoever it was.
Perfect. I'm hoping we're still going to pop into the chat a little link to a survey where you can provide your contact information so we can stay in touch with you. It's there in the chat now. And on the way out, we have one more slide just giving a sense of the growing community network of support and partners for the food pantry's work. So that will pop up in just a moment. So this is an invitation not just to support through the GoFundMe or through your volunteerism or spreading the word, but reaching out to institutions of which we are a part, faith institutions, community-based institutions, and invite their support and partnership so that this, my hope and dream for this screen is that next time we convene, there'll be so many institutions that it will be hard to read. Their logos will be so small because there'll be so many right here. So thanks to those who are already participating community organizations. And I want to personally, on behalf of this incredible team, thank Anthony, thank Reverend Darden and St. Stephen's for their partnership, thank RSS and the Northwest Bronx Food Justice Coalition. It's really amazing to learn about what's happening in our neighborhood, in our backyard, strengthening community. And let's help each other make sure this community institution is stable and secure and sustainable and grows and thrives into the future. Any last words from any team members before we say goodnight?
Do we need the contact information put up one more time, or does everyone have it?
I can put it up one more time if you'd like.
That's the GoFundMe link, and that's where you can mail a check payable to Marble Hill Food Pantry and in care of St. Stephen's United Methodist Church, attention Dorothy Shepherd. The address is 146 West 228th Street, Bronx, 10463. And The email address is nwfoodjusticecoalition@gmail.com. So that's nwfoodjusticecoalition@gmail.com. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Jackie. It's Andrea. I'll just add one last comment too, that this is an ongoing project of ours. We're committed to continue this as long as we need to, and continue to help sustain this food pantry. Again, your willingness to come to the town hall today is very appreciated. And certainly if you have any questions or concerns, that's that email that Jackie suggested you could drop a question into, and we'll be very happy to answer. Also, if you want to share your email address through that Northwest Bronx Food Justice Coalition Gmail, we'll keep you updated and informed of the progress of our efforts.
I've allowed unmuting in case anybody wants to unmute for just a thank you or a good night, and really grateful to all who joined, and counting on your ongoing support and spreading the word and partnership. So thanks to this great team.
Is there an automated way to set up a monthly donation where you would go into my account and my credit card and take a donation?
Jackie, you're muted. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, Helen. Thank you for the question. Unfortunately, Helen, thank you for the question. Unfortunately, we haven't reached that stage or of sophistication yet, but you and I can be in touch, and we could possibly work something out one way or the other.
Okay.
Hey everyone, Anthony here. Just want to say thank you. And thank you for showing up. Thank you to the coalition for hosting us. And, you know, let's make it happen. Let's continue the work. Let's continue serving our community, not only in food, but also through the pantries. We can communicate if we want to send a message out to the community. Any other program that's happening as well, feel free to pass by the pantry, by the church, and drop flyers. We can put it up on our board and make an announcement as well. At St. Stephen's, everyone is welcome. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to all.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful night, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very helpful. Thank you,
everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Rabbi Exler.
Okay, bye all.
Thank you, Rabbi Exler. Everybody spread the word, spread the word.
Spread the word.
Yes, thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.